Today we've got a brand new project we're starting on. We got to make about a 30-inch circle sign. We're going to be making it out of 2x6 redwood. Now in the past we've done a lot of glue ups on camera, but we've always kind of skipped over those. I've developed a process that works for me that might help you guys in actually getting perfect seams when I'm gluing up big boards. This is just 2x6 redwood that I got at Home Depot. So I got to cut this stuff up, rip it down, and I'm going to show you what process I use to get perfect seams for a really good glue up. I'm going to make my board about 32 inches long to give me some extra room to play with. And these are 6 foot long, so I should theoretically get 2 pieces out of each of these. But the first thing you got to do is really inspect your boards for splits, especially this redwood, splits, and all of that kind of checks and all that kind of thing. So you got to get rid of those first. So the first thing you do is have to inspect your boards and get rid of all of the defects. Here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I didn't notice this split when I was over at Home Depot, but I can't use that. So I got to trim that off first, then measure 32 off of that. Hopefully I've still got enough that I can get both my 32-inch pieces out of this. So let's get that done. All right, so the first thing I did was I cut off that split. Then I measured 32 and cut my first piece. Then I measured from there to make sure that when I trimmed my second piece that I had a fresh cut at both ends. So now I'm going to do that same process with the rest of these boards, get all my 32-inch boards, and then we're going to match them up. Okay, so here's what we've got. When we get this 2x6 from Home Depot and just about any dimensional lumber you get from a regular lumber yard, it generally has a machined edge on it, or what I call an easy edge. That's no good for edge gluing boards together. We got to get that off there. So I got to run that through the table saw because this is what I want it to look like. So this one I've run through the table saw and I've got it back to a nice 90-degree edge. So when I put those together, I get a nice solid seam there for our glue to go without showing those lines in between. So that's what we're doing next. Okay, so when I do something like this, I kind of strategize. I don't want to have to move that fence like a dozen times just to get these cut. So I try and have a consistent system where I ripped all these through so I got a good edge on one side, and any that I have to have a special size for, I'll set those aside, and all the ones that will net out at about 5 inches, I'll get those ripped, and then I'll worry about the ones that I have to trim down to say 4 or 4 1/4 or whatever. Okay, so let me expand on that. I'll show you what I mean about special size. These two are I need to get that off of there, so I'm gonna rip that down to where that knot is gone, and then obviously this one that's got the nasty edge. But all of these will end up netting out. All I gotta do is just trim off the edge like I did the first edge. So I'll get all these done, and then I'll set my special sizes for these. That way I'm not moving the saw, 100 times just to get all these ripped down. All right, so I've got these all what I call rough milled down. They're not exactly the way I want them yet, but my next step is I've got to pick out the best side. I want the best side for the surface of the sign because this is only going to be carved on one side. So I've got to pick that out first. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through here and find out our orientation of the boards. And I always like a piece of something that's super flat, whether it's 3/4 inch MDF. In this particular case, I'm using a piece of 3/4 inch melamine to make sure that when I put those boards together, I see whether I need to mill those down more or they're good the way they are. So as it turned out, we actually cut a few more boards, or actually an extra board that we didn't need to use. We've got over 32 inches in height here now. That's plenty. So I've laid these all out where I've got the face up, and I could reorient these, but they actually look pretty good to me. I've got some blonde streaks through here periodically. That looks fine to me. I don't have a problem with that. So now what I do is I'm going to number these, and being as I've got numbers on them, I know that that is the face of the board. That's what's going to be up. So that tells me this is the orientation that I want for these particular boards. All right, so before we run these through the jointers, there's one more step that I kind of created. I don't know if anybody else does this, but this was a game changer for me that gave me those seams that I was looking for. So let me explain what this is. This stands for face in, that stands for face out. Face in, face out. And I repeated that as I went through. Now let me tell you why I did that. My jointer, I know, is not perfectly 90. It's probably got a little bit of an angle, maybe 0.5% or whatever. But if I alternate those edges and I go face in, face out, that even though that angle is off, the angle that's next to it will match up, and that will give me my seam I'm looking for. So now that I got all these marked, when I get in there where the jointer is, now I know exactly how I want to run these boards, and then we'll see if they match up. All right, let me explain to you what I mean about face in, face out. So this edge, being I got it marked face in, this surface will be against my fence when I run it through the jointer. This one will be face out, will be away from the fence when I run it through the jointer. So I've got all my pieces marked. I'm going to run them through the jointer, and then we're going to see if we got a match. All right, guys, so I put them all in orientation of the way they need to be. I put a couple clamps on them, put a little pressure on, and I'm super happy with those seams. So when I put glue in there, I'm not going to have any issues with those seams at all. This dry fit shows me exactly what I need to see, and I think those seams are going to work out great. So we're going to tear this down and start our glue up process and get this thing done. So when you're doing a glue up like this, especially if you've got one that's got this many joints, which is, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it is, prep is key, guys. You've got to prep. Make sure that all your clamps are sliding good. You've got your cauls all set up where they need to be. You've got your shower curtain down so you're not messing glue all over your table. Prep is key. That's what I've learned over the years. You cannot over prep. You need to prep. Make sure that you are ready for any eventuality that will come into play, because it probably will. All right, folks, we got this all prepped. I got everything set. I think I have prepared as well as I could, and I'm just going to set these boards up and glue the heck out of it. There's going to be many of you, I'm sure, that say I'm using too much glue. Well, you glue your way, I'll glue my way. But I don't like any gaps going on when I'm getting ready to do a sign. So I make sure every square millimeter is covered. And to me, glue squeeze out is good. I like glue squeeze out because that means that everything's covered. So it is the heat of the summer over here, so this glue is going to dry pretty fast. My main thing is when I'm spreading this glue is I want to make absolutely sure that every possible area of that surface is covered. I don't want any blank spots in there at all. So this brush, I think, is helping me as far as spreading this stuff out and making sure that I've got every area covered. That's another thing that I kind of keep an eye out for. Make sure there's no sawdust chunks or little chunks of wood or foreign particles in between those seams that will keep it from not gluing up tight. So what I try to do is just kind of move those together. Yeah, that's correct. Now, right there, I'm just putting a little pressure on there to get that glue to start to flatten out. Put my Super Strut cauls on. We have a whole video on how we made these cauls. So now before I start to tighten up the clamp, I want to try and get all these boards to get flat, which actually looks pretty good. Fortunately, these 2x6s that I started with, they weren't really warped or cupped too much at all. They were pretty much flat. So now I'm going to cinch these down a little bit better. Looks like I've got a nice seam. Yeah, all those seams seem pretty level there. This caul is kind of cockeyed there, but it doesn't matter as long as it's hitting all of them. And then I'm going to put the last clamp in the middle just to make sure we've got good clampage going on there. These clamps don't have to be super tight, just snug. Another reason I use a lot of glue. Wow, I don't see any daylight underneath those cauls at all, so it looks like that board's going to be pretty flat. The way it looks right now. So now we're just going to clean up this extra glue. Anything that you can clean up now will save on sanding later on. Take as much of the big gobs off of there, and then I'll wipe the rest of it down. So if you do that extra moisture on there, because these boards are so dry anyway, that extra moisture is just going to evaporate. That's not going to cause a problem with the boards at all. I used to think that maybe it would, but it doesn't. That'll be dry in no time, and then it'll be a much faster sand off once we take it out of the clamps. Since this is a pretty good sized board, I didn't flip it all the way over. I just put it up on end and balance it with one hand while I clean up those extra glue gobs with the other hand. Then when I go to sand it, I'll use the disc sander and a 60 grit. It'll sand all those glue residue off there pretty good. Well, there it is, guys. That's my process. That's a pretty, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different joints in there. I think that's going to make a really good board. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope that, you know, maybe a couple things that I've shared can help you guys on your glue ups. And we'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. But anyway, that's the end of this video. And we got a project that's coming up with this. You guys will see that in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.